Hello everyone, hope all of you are doing good. Today we are going to study the seventh part of the chapter Rise of Nationalism in Europe, and the topic that we are going to study is 1848, the Revolution of the Liberals. Now, please find the links of the previous parts of this chapter in the description. The last topic we studied was hunger, hardship, and popular revolt, in which we basically studied the revolt or the struggle of the poor people. Now, in this part we'll study about the revolution led by the educated middle class people like professionals, teachers, lawyers, industrialists, artisans. What was their role? What did they do? So in France we studied that the king was removed from the throne and they declared France as a republic free country. Now following France, as Metternich commented that if France sneezes the rest of the Europe gets cold. So that happened same in this case. Liberal minded men and women of these European parts like Germany, Poland, Italy, Austro Hungary, they came together and they started asking for a constitution and national unification. So, what did they demanded basically was some parliamentary principles, like they wanted a constitution, like a rule book, which now we too have, but that time most of the countries had no constitution. Then they wanted freedom of the press, that is the media. Then they also freedom of association, so that people can come together and form organizations and associations peacefully. So basically they took advantage of the heated up situation and put forward their demands. Moving forward to the case of Germany, what happened was the liberal middle class population of Germany thought that they'll come together and form an all German National Assembly in Frankfurt. Now, this came to be known as the Frankfurt Parliament popularly. Now, this Frankfurt Parliament was convened in the Church of St. Paul's, and the date was 18th May 1848. On this day, 831 people who were like the elected representatives marched together to the church and had a meeting in which they drafted a constitution. And after making or drafting this constitution, they gave an offer to the King of Prussia, that was Frederick William IV, that you be the head, you be the king, and there will be a parliament, and the country will be a monarchy with a constitution, with a parliament. So that was their offer. But the king opposed the elected assembly and he rejected the offer and he joined the other monarchs. Okay, and the military was also with them, so they were more powerful. So this ended up in disbanding the parliament. Another reason behind this was because the parliament's main members mostly were middle class, so they were not listening to the demands of the working class people. That was another reason why the parliament got eroded basically. Now moving forward to the next part, which is very important, that is the role of women. Now, though you'll see that women took active part with men in all these revolutions that we are talking about, but unfortunately they didn't get their rights, that is the political rights. So as a result of this, different women associations came up and they formed political associations. They started writing in newspapers, they demonstrated on the roads, and a wave of what we now call as feminism started back then. Okay, but unfortunately even after this they didn't get their suffrage, that is the voting rights. And in the Frankfurt Parliament you could see that women were sitting like visitors, they were not allowed to take part in that parliament. Now that is how feminism became a global phenomena. After that, a lot of things changed for good. Now, among the major changes, the kings, the monarchs, they understood that this same cycle of revolt and then stopping them is not giving any good result. So they thought that, okay, we have to give some concessions. The concessions which were already given in Western Europe as early as 1815 or something. So now they thought of doing all those things in the Central and the Eastern Europe as well. Among the major changes was serfdom and bonded labor. These were stopped. Now serfdom means like slaves which are used for agricultural work. These were abolished, and even the Habsburg ruler granted more autonomy to the Hungarians in 1867. So this is how the change started, and one after other country followed and became nation states. The next video will be on making of Germany and Italy. I hope you have understood this. For any questions or query, do write them in the comment section. I'll be happy to reply, and I hope you like the video. Do like it and subscribe to my channel if you have not done till now. Thank you so much. Bye bye.